we are starting Adhyaya 10, Chapter 10. Chapter 10 is called Vibhuti Yoga because in this Adhyaya, in this chapter, various Vibhutis of the Ishvara are mentioned. Vibhuti means the divine manifestation of the Ishvara, divine manifestations of Bhagavan. If you remember the vision of Bhagavadgita, the whole universe is a manifestation of the Ishvara. As we have discussed on several occasions, Ishvara is the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana. Ishvara is the material cause as well as the intelligent cause of the universe. Every product has two types of causes. One is the material cause, the raw material, out of which you make the effect, you make the product. For example, if you have to make a pot, clay is the raw material. You make pot out of clay. Therefore, clay is called the material cause. In Sanskrit, material cause is called Upadana Karana. Upadana means material. Upadana Karana means material cause. Then there is a Nimitta Karana, the intelligent cause, the maker. The maker is called the intelligent cause. In the case of pot, it is the potter. The potter has to be intelligent enough to make the pot. Therefore, he is called intelligent cause. He should have the knowledge, the skill to make the pot. Therefore, the pot has a material cause. It is the clay, and the pot has an intelligent cause, the potter. Likewise, even the universe should have a material cause as well as the intelligent cause. Who is the material cause and who is the intelligent cause? The Vedanta Shastra introduces the Ishvara. Ishvara is both material cause as well as intelligent cause in one, two in one. Unlike the pot, in the case of the pot, material cause is different and intelligent cause is different. But in the case of the universe, Ishvara is the material and Ishvara is the intelligent cause. There is no difference between the material cause and the intelligent cause. Between the Upadana Karana and the Nimitta Karana, there is no difference as far as the universe is concerned. So, Ishvara being the Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karana, being the only cause of the universe, we can say that the universe is a manifestation of Ishvara. The universe is nothing but a manifestation of Ishvara himself. Just like the pot is not different from clay. If you have to touch the clay, you have to touch the pot. If you are touching the pot, you are touching the clay. If you are touching any part of the pot, you are touching the clay. Not necessarily a particular part of the pot also. You may touch at the top, you may touch at the bottom, you may touch at the middle, left, right, or center. You are touching the clay. You cannot touch the pot without touching the clay. In the same manner, since the universe is a manifestation of Ishvara, there is no difference between universe and Ishvara. Just like there is no difference between pot and clay. Since pot, just as the pot is not different from clay, the universe is not different from Ishvara. Therefore, if you have to relate to Ishvara, you can relate through any form in the universe. Any object in the universe, through any object in the universe, you can relate to Ishvara. Because every object is Ishvara. Whether it is the river, or mountain, or planet, or tree, any insentient being, insentient object, or even any sentient being, like a cow, any animate being, like a cow, or dog, or fish. Everything is the manifestation of Ishvara. The manifestation of Ishvara in various forms in the universe is called Vibhuti. The divine manifestation. And in that, among the divine manifestations of Ishvara, there are certain specific objects, there are certain specific forms where one can easily recognize, one can easily relate to the presence of the divine. There are such objects. In certain objects, the manifestation of the Paramatma can be easily recognized. Therefore, Krishna suggests a seeker, a bhakta, to relate to such objects and recognize the presence of Ishvara in those objects. It may be a particular river, it may be a particular mountain, it may be a particular tree, it may be a particular human being, it can be anything. Start recognizing the presence of Ishvara in the given object. That is how you can begin your relation with the Ishvara. And in due course of time, you are elevated, you are spiritually elevated to a state of spiritual maturity where you can relate to Ishvara in everything in the object, in the world. You are able to recognize the presence of Ishvara in everything. You are able to recognize the all-pervasive nature of Ishvara. That is the goal. The goal of a mumukshu, the goal of a spiritual seeker is to recognize the presence of Ishvara in everything. But to recognize the presence of Ishvara in everything, we have to begin with the something. First begin with the something. Maybe one, maybe two. And in due course of time, you become awake to the presence of Ishvara in every object that you come across. That is why the Vibhutis are enumerated in Bhagavadgita. In fact, the idea of Vibhuti is not new to chapter 10. Already we have seen certain Vibhutis in chapter 7, 8 and 9 also. Importantly, in chapter 9, chapter 7 and chapter 9, the vibhutis were mentioned. For example, in chapter 7, Rasohamapsu Kaunteya Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayoho, etc., mentioned a few vibhutis, few divine manifestations, a few places where Paramatma is present, like in the taste in water, and so on. And in chapter 9, also, we saw the vibhutis. Aham kraturaham yajnah swadhahamaham mantrohamahame ahamagniraham hutam, etc. The vibhutis were mentioned in chapter 9 also. In brief, Sankshepena Ukta. In chapter 7 and chapter 9, the vibhutis were mentioned in brief, and they are elaborated in Adhyaya 10, in this chapter, in chapter 10. Let us begin the Adhyaya. Shloka 1. Shri Bhagavanuvacha Bhuya eva mahabaho Shृणु me paramam vachaha Yatte ham priyamanaya Vakshyami hita kamyaya. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Bhagavan himself starts the chapter. He does not wait for a question from Arjuna, because Bhagavan feels certain points have to be clarified further, even though almost all the topics have been introduced by this time. There is nothing really new to be talked about. Yet, certain points need to be emphasized and certain points need to be clarified. That is why he starts, He Mahabaho, O Mahabahu. Arjuna is called Mahabahu. Mahantau Bahu Yasya Saha Mahabahu. Arjuna has big hands, strong hands, mighty hands. Arjuna is also called Ajanubahu. His hands were long, and so long that his hands would almost touch the knees when he stood straight. Such people are called Ajanubahu. Ajanu, up to Janu. Janu means knee. Bahu, the arms would stretch up to knee. It is a description, an expression, it should not be taken literally, because perhaps nobody's hand touches the knees. It means he has very long hands, very strong hands. He Mahabaho, Bhuya Eva, once again, Bhuyaha means Punaha, once again. Why once again? Because already these points have been introduced, but still certain points have to be repeated or presented in some different ways so that one gets better clarity. Me paramam vachah shrunu, please listen, shrunu, please listen. Bhagavan is drawing Arjuna's attention because sometimes when the Guru teaches, the Shishya's attention may go away. Instead of paying attention to the Guru's words, the Shishya may start thinking something else. His mind might go to America. That is why Krishna says, Shranu, listen, don't get distracted. Shranu. What Shranu? What should you listen? Me paramam vachaha. My words. And my words are not ordinary words. They are paramam vachaha. They are great words. Bhagavan's words are precious. These words are priceless, precious words. That is why one should pay attention to every word. One cannot afford to be selective. Sometimes when people hear the Shastra, they are selective. I will take what I like. It is not a proper attitude. I will take what I like, or I will take what I am easily convinced of. It is not a proper attitude. There is something called Ardha Kukkuti Nyaya or Ardha Anda Nyaya. You break half the egg for eating, and half the egg is left for hatching. Is it possible? Those who eat eggs, they know very well. You cannot make omelette out of half the egg and use the other half, leave the other half for hatching. Another chick will come. It is not possible. It is like somebody was telling, you cannot be half pregnant A woman cannot be half pregnant. She has to be fully pregnant. Likewise, even the Shastra, we cannot say, I will partially accept the Shastra. Accepting the Shastra partially is not going to serve the purpose. A seeker should have total Shraddha, total trust in the words of the Shastra. Only then the Shastra Pramana works. Otherwise, it does not work. In fact, I come across many people who listen to Bhagavad Gita, but because of some problem, we generally say they don't have enough grace, they don't have enough Ishvara Kripa. That is why somewhere they lack in Shraddha. That is why even if they are in front, they miss many points because of the lack of Shraddha, because of lack of trust and reverence to the words of the Shastra as well as the words of the Guru who is teaching the Shastra. That is why Krishna Krishna reminds Arjuna of the preciousness of his words. The words of a Guru are precious. The words of the Shastra are precious. Therefore, when the Guru speaks, be attentive and listen with reverence. Listen with the Shraddha without getting, without distracting yourself and also without interrupting the Guru. Sometimes people interrupt the Guru when he says something. No, 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 I know better. It is not like that. Something like that. People interrupt. So, while listening to the Guru, one should have proper decorum. Only then one can receive the grace of the Guru and the grace of the Shastra. So, Paramam Vachaha. These are very valuable words. Do not take them lightly. Yatteham priyamanaya. And Krishna says, I will not tell this to everyone. The Brahmajnana is very precious, is very sacred. Therefore, it cannot be given to everyone. It is given to only the adhikari, a competent student who has proper attitude. Yat te priyamanaya. Bhagavan says Arjuna is qualified for the knowledge. Arjuna deserves the knowledge because he is Priyamana. He is delighted to hear Bhagavan's words. Means he is interested in Bhagavan's teaching. The student has to be interested in the teaching. And how can you make out whether he is interested or not? If he is happy listening to the teaching, if the Bhagavad-gita talks are giving joy to someone, if someone is delighted to hear the explanation of Bhagavad-gita, that means he is a deserving student. Priyamanaya. Only if someone has some amount of chitta shuddhi, if the mind is pure up to certain extent, then one will be interested in such classes. When there is no chitta shuddhi, a Bhagavad Gita session will be boring. People will not take interest. Priyamanaya. You are Priyamana. Means you are delighted to hear my words. Therefore, Vakshyami. I will tell you. And what is Krishna's intention? While he teaches Arjuna, with what intention does Krishna teach Arjuna? Does he teach for any monetary benefit? Krishna says, Hita Kamyaya. I am your well-wisher. I want your Hita. Bhagavan is the greatest well-wisher. The Shastra is the greatest well-wisher. That is why Shankaracharya says, Matra Pitra Sahasrebhyah api Hitaishi Vedaha. The Veda is a greatest well-wisher. A greater well-wisher than 1,000 of mother and father put together. Thousands of mother and father put together. Even parents cannot be such great well-wishers. Because the parents can think of only this life. My son should be happy in this life. My daughter should be happy in this life. But the Veda does not think of your well-being only in this life. The Veda ensures your well-being beyond this life. How you can be eternally happy, how you can be eternally free from sorrow. This is what the Veda teaches. How to make you free from sorrow for good. How to make you find the eternal happiness. This is what the Veda teaches. Therefore, Veda is the greatest well-wisher. Therefore, anyone who teaches the words of the Veda, anyone who teaches the vision of the Veda properly, honestly, is also a great well-wisher. Therefore, a guru who teaches the Shastra with the utmost honesty is a true well-wisher. So, hitakamyaya vakshyami. I will tell you because I want your hita. I am your well-wisher. Shloka 2. न मे विदुःसुरगणाः प्रभवं न महर्षयः अहमादिर्हि देवानां महर्षीणां च सर्वशः. Now, Bhagavan explains why only he is the right person to describe his own greatness. Generally, as far as a jiva is concerned, a jiva is not supposed to glorify himself. A jiva is not supposed to tell his own glories. I have done this, I have done that. Some people keep telling, but the Shastra says, Atmashlagha, self glorification, self praise is a papa. It is not a right thing to do. It is true as far as a jiva is concerned, but it is not so for Ishvara. Here, it is not a jiva who is talking about his own glories. It is Ishvara himself, Bhagavan himself. He is describing his glories. Why he is the right person to describe his glories? Bhagavan says, nobody else can describe me like myself, because even the devatas or even the rishis, they have come after me. I have created them. They are my products. They are my srishtis. I have created the devatas. I have created the rishis. Therefore, they don't know my true glory. They don't know my true power. That is why if the devatas or the rishis describe Paramatma, it will not be so complete. Therefore, Bhagavan himself is the right source to know the glory of Paramatma. Name vidussuragana prabhavam namaharshayaha. Me prabhavam, my glory, my greatness. Maharshayaha na viduhu, suraganaha na viduhu. Even the suraganaha, the group of devatas, there are many groups of devatas, like 11 Rudras. It is one group of devatas. 8 Vasus, another group of devatas. So there are many such groups. Marud devatas, Rudras, Marud devatas, Rudras, Vasus. There are many such Vishwedevaha. So many such groups. None of these groups of devatas are fully aware of my greatness. Me prabhavam na viduhu. Maharshayah na viduhu. Even the Maharshis do not know. Even the Maharshis are not fully aware of my glory. Why they are not aware? Ahamadir hi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha. Yeah. Because Bhagavan is the Adi. Adi means cause. Bhagavan is the cause of all the devatas. Aham devanam adihi. I am the cause of all the devatas. Even the devatas are created by Paramatma. Maharshinancha sarvashaha. And even the Maharshis, even they are created by Paramatma. Sarvashaha adihi. In all respects, Bhagavan alone is the Adi. Bhagavan alone is the cause. So, Sarvashaha, in all respects, Madhusudana Saraswati says, Utpadakatvena Buddhyadi Pravartakatvena cha. Even as far as their creation is concerned, and also as far as their working of their mind is concerned. In both respects, Bhagavan is their cause. So the word Sarvashaha at the end, Sarvashaha Adihi, in all respects, Bhagavan is the cause. So what does Sarvashaha signify? Madhusudana Saraswati says, Utpadakatvena, one who gives birth to them in the beginning of Srishti. And also after giving birth, who makes their mind work, even that requires Ishvara's grace. Buddhyadi pravartakatvena, as the one who makes their mind work by the grace of Ishvara alone, even the minds of the rishis and the devatas work. Therefore, sarvashaha, in all respects, the Maharshis and Devatas also are dependent on Paramatma, are dependent on Ishvara's grace for their own greatness and for their own knowledge. By the grace of Ishvara, they become jnanis to some extent, but they do not become as great nobles as Ishvara himself, because even the Devatas and the Maharshis, even they are Jivas. Even the Maharshis are Jiva. Even the Devatas are Jiva. But they have some special position in a particular cycle of Srishti. That is why they are made Devatas or Maharshis. But still they are Jiva. That is why they are not Sarvajna. They don't know everything. They will know something more than we ordinary human beings. That is why Bhagavan says, you are directly listening from me. Therefore, such words, such a teaching, you are not going to receive from anybody else, because they do not know my glory as clearly as I do. Bhagavan says, I am the best teacher. Therefore, you have a very good opportunity. Listen to me now with all attention. So, who are Vasus? Somebody has asked a question. Vasus are a group of devatas, Ashtavasus, 8 Vasus, a group of devatas. Even Agni is one of the 8 Vasus. Yeah. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.